Canva just announced Canva Sheets, their homemade spreadsheet tool. Being a full-time YouTuber teaching Microsoft Excel and Microsoft Copilot, I had to put the tool to the test. In this video, I'll show you what you can do with Canva Sheets, including how to create your content plan in seconds, calculate your marketing campaign budget, and generate your whole email marketing sequence with their new AI features. Hi everyone, I'm David Fortin, a Microsoft MVP, and today I'll show you what you can do with Canva Sheets, and let's dive deep into it. We are on canva.com right now, and they just released the sheet module. So I'm just going to click here on create new, and here we go. We get on this very blank Excel sheet, let's say it like that. And what's pretty cool is that we have the templates that appear to the left. We have a pane with a ton of templates. You can see here the lead tracker, we see the social media calendar, we see the media plan. And actually today I'm going to use one of these templates so we don't start from scratch. So I really want to value your time. And I will start with the media plan right here that you can probably find yourself on Canva. So I'm not the one that actually made this template, but we're going to modify it. It asks me add the template as a new page. I will click here, add as a new page. And as you can see, I have my media plan that just appeared right here. The first thing that we're going to do is I will show you how to do a drop-down menus. As you can see in the first column right here, we have different campaigns. If I click here, I can select from which campaign this video will be. So let's say it will be in the referral program, by instance. It's just going to change the drop-down menu right here. And actually, if someone wants to write something else, like it's going to be the banana campaign, you actually can't. See, it's not part of the thing. So what we'll do, we'll add a new option right here. We just click here on add new options, and we will add the option, the super duper tutorials. And we're going to click done here. And then we can assign a color to this choice right here. We'll put it something blue, I guess. And here we go. We have a preview, super duper tutorial, which is blue. We're going to hit back. And as you can see, we can then update the drop down menus, which means starting from line 5 to 14, we have all these drop down menu. If we click here, there we go. We updated the drop down menus, and then we can go into these other cells down here, and we can see these drop down menus are actually updated with my extra choice. If you want to start from scratch, in this case, we had a template, just click on the random cell. In the options at the top, click on quick actions, and then you can scroll all the way down to drop down. As you can see, we can see my other drop down menus that are in this document if I want to add the same one or actually a preset. And we can just click on create drop down if we want a complete blank one. Super cool. It does it like that in the small cell. And then I click, and then I have the different options that I can just edit. So that was the drop down menus. Now, it's not that I don't like this media plan, but I love to do one thing in Excel, and it's actually having the date readily available. So I will just do something right here. I will put today date. In order to add the date, I will go in cell B2, and then once again, click on the quick actions and select all the way down. I will press date. And as you can see, I have this small pill that just appeared. I will click on that, and then I will select whatever date I want. In this case, I will put today's date. Click here. And as you can see, it's April 15, 2025 that is showing up here. So let's say I want to go to today's date. I just click here at the top on April 2030, and then it brings me back to today. So I will put, in this case, April 9, and we will leave it as is. Now, what I might want to do is actually add a budget column, right? I will show you something that is pretty interesting. First, we will add a new column because this template right here doesn't have a budget column. So I will right click on the column E, and I will go down to add column, and I will click on add column to the left. As you can see, I have a new column that appeared here. It was pre-filled with some drop-down menus because the column to the left here had some drop-down menus. So I will just select everything, press delete on my keyboard, and start fresh. And we'll call this column budget. All right, super, super cool. And then I will write total budget. And then I am going to put some random information in here. So it's pretty much like Excel. I'm just typing my numbers in here. Super, super simple. And I can select my data, go here at the top bar, click on number format, and put some number or even the currency. Pretty simple, just like Excel. And we will put the decimals to 0. Super simple in this case, nothing new here. But let's say I want to sum up the budget column. I'm not too sure how to do that. How do I do it? I will press equal sum on my keyboard and I will open the parenthesis. Here we go. Now Canva, it's weird. Now I was about to say now Excel, now Canva is asking me where I want to sum. So basically all I have to do is I click on the cells with my mouse. I make sure to hit left button and make it sure it's down. And you can keep going down. As you can see at the top, we see the reference E5 to E14 moving. And then we click enter. Super cool, but what if I don't know how to do a formula? So basically Canva came up with a feature. We're going to delete what's in this cell right here. We're going to click on the quick action and I'm going to ask the magic formula. You scroll all the way down and yes, of course, Canva have put some AI into this and I will say I want to sum up the whole budget column. Simple as that, very simple. We're going to click send and we're going to see if Canva AI is pretty good with this. Here we go. It didn't even take 5 seconds. It says the answer is 623,000. Here is the formula and you can click here on insert into E2 and you can see the cell reference. I feel like this is much easier, right? I click here, insert into E2, and as you can see, if I click in my formula bar at the top, it shows that it's going to do the equal sum E4 to E14. Pretty cool. Didn't go all the way down because our 3 lines at the bottom were actually empty, but I think this is very interesting. Now, one other thing I want to show you is to actually add a color depending on the budget threshold here. So we have a formula in Excel, or a function I should say, that is called conditional formatting. It's not quite yet here in Canva, but I can show you something else that will be okay. So if I want to highlight anything that is above $50,000 in my budget column, what I will do is actually do it manually in this case. Unfortunately, I know, but I'll click on the first column here, E4, cell E4, and I will just go onto the background color. And I want to make sure I highlight these specific budget over the 50,000 threshold. I'll select a great yellow cell and then it's perfect, right? But see, it didn't apply to all of the cells that were above 50,000. So what I can do with this is using the painter. You don't have to redo this all the time. I will just click on one of my cells that has the actual format that I want to copy. I will click on copy style at the top and I will go click on the different cells that I want highlighted. There you go, painter, there you go. Pretty cool. We don't have the conditional formatting. I'm sure it's going to come up. Interesting, our media plan is starting to take shape, right? That's super interesting. But now, what if I want to track my team progress and I want to make sure that everything is on schedule? We have a schedule here, but what if I will show you one thing? I will add a new column in between my schedule and my channel. To do that, right click on column D and then click here on add column and then add column to the left. Again, I will make sure to clean my data here, delete on my keyboard, and I will say past due. We want to know if any of these, campaign or whatever, a media plan, are they past due, right? So what we're going to do, we're going to use an Excel formula. I'm an Excel teacher. I will show you how you can do your first Excel formula without using AI, and it's an if formula, and you will see it's more simple than you think, okay? I will start by pressing equal on your keyboard. And then you will want to write if, and then you will open the parentheses. And now we want the logic test. what do I want this formula to do? I want that if today's date, that is in cell B2, is bigger than the date right here, I want this formula to say yes, it's past due. Else, I want to say no. So as you can see here, when I put text, I put it between bracket and then I separate my criteria by comma. So the first argument is the logic test. Then we put a comma, we put yes, and then a comma, and then we put false. Press enter. I said press enter. There you go. So we can see that the first one is past due, right? Because it's April 9 that it was scheduled, and now we're April 15, so it's past due. And now what happens if I drag down my formula? If you're not really used with Excel, if you take the little bottom right hand corner of a cell, you will see your cursor transform as a plus. If you drag this down, I want to show you the result. As you can see, this one past due, or sorry, this one here, it says April 2030 and it still says past due. That's a little bit weird, right? Because April 2030 is in 15 years or 5 years, I should say, right? It's because when we drag the formula, as you can see, the cell is now B3. And if I go down one cell, it's now B4. Now what we need to do is to go back on our first cell that we did, and we need to put dollar signs before the 2 and before the B. It's going to lock the cell and make it an absolute reference. We press enter on the keyboard and then we can drag our formula once again all the way down. And as you can see, my first line is past due because it's April 9, and my second line is no longer past due. How good is this? If it's too complicated for you to do a if formula, you could probably ask the magic formula right here and explain where your cells are and just in natural language, and I'm pretty sure it is going to work. Okay, what do we have next? Okay, we have something next that is pretty cool. If I go to the right here on my content plan, I move with my keyboard arrows. It's pretty simple. I will put a link to my assets. Okay, right here we just have a little visual in column H embedded into a cell, but in column J I will delete this link right here. And what we can do with Canva Sheets is pretty cool. We click once again on actions, and then if we scroll all the way down, we can click on Canva design, and then you will be able to select from all of your designs. Super cool. I will put the design I made, the thumbnail I made for this video right here, that you should subscribe to the channel, by the way, right now while you think at it. And I will just click on this design right here. And as you can see, the design is embedded in my worksheet. And if I click here, it's going to bring me to the actual design. You can probably see the different designs I made for this video. Pretty cool. All the variation, right? I don't know which one I'm going to end with. But if I go back to my Canva Sheets, this is how you can embed Canva designs in here. I'm going to actually add a new design to the other line just below. I'll put the random one. There you go, the Copilot in Excel series. And I will select multiple cells. I'll select 2 of them. And then I will try to use the actions here, and I will resize the designs. So I selected 2 cells, and as you can see, you will have these 2 designs that you will be able to multi resize. I don't know how to say that. So you click here on continue. I select all of them, continue, and then you can actually, I want to resize these designs for Instagram posts, square, and then I will copy and resize. And as you can see, it is loading, it is doing its little thing. And I will go to the folder that is actually resized my designs. And we will see, here we go. Maybe it did a poor job because, you know, you probably have stuff to do yourself. It's probably still loading. But as you can see, the resizing has been done all from my Excel spreadsheet, or my Canvas sheet, I should say. I think it is pretty cool. And guess what? It even duplicated the line. So if you want an Instagram post, the second one was the Instagram post, the first one was the YouTube video, and a badoom, a badang. I think this is super, super, super handy. Okay, I want to show you something else. I hope this video won't be too long. I'm so excited about all these new features. I want to show you something else, okay? Now we have the responsible person in this media plan or campaign plan, call it however you want. And now what's pretty cool in this case is that I will show it from scratch actually. It was a template. I will clear my data. I will select multiple cell with shift. So I will click on my cell, shift, click on the last cell here. So as you can see, I selected all of my cells and I will go on the actions, scroll down, and I will put a mention right here. Super, super cool. So I clicked on mention. It did just like a drop down menu, except that when I click, I see people in my team. How good is this to assign tasks or, campaigns to people? It is insane. I see everyone in my team right here. You can see my beautiful email from 2007. Dave Border 2007 does a lot of skateboard, this guy. And then as you can see, you can assign the stuff to your team. I think it is wonderful, to be honest with you. Amazing, amazing, amazing. One thing I want to show you, let's say, okay, to the right of your Excel spreadsheet, you have all the campaigns with the assignee like this. And imagine that all of your table is like 1,000 lines. It will be very long to add the responsible person manually, right? Let me show you a formula, okay? Let me show you a formula that you will be able to use in Excel as well, if ever. It's called the XLOOKUP, and it's pretty simple. So basically what we're gonna do, we're gonna base our data set on the campaign, scrolling back to the right, and we're going to ask Canva Sheets to bring me back the assignee depending on the campaign name in column A right here, okay? Follow me here. It's going to be super simple. So what I'm going to do, just Control C, Control V, the responsible header. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to type in equal XLOOKUP, open the parenthesis, and I will look for column A. So I will go select A4. I'll press comma. Where do I want Canvas Sheets? I was about to say Excel to look for this value. I want Canvas Sheets to look for the value in these cells right here. And then I will do another comma and I will select what I want Canvas Sheets to bring me back. I want to bring me back the assignee. I will press enter. It's going to do a lookup from column A. It's going to have a look in this column P and send me back the column Q. Super, super cool. If we will just drag the formula down, we will have the same issue as earlier because our cells are not locked. So I'm going to add dollar signs pretty much everywhere except on the cell A4 because we want this to go down as we drag down the formula. So I'm going to add dollar signs here, 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 here. Press enter, and here we go. Now when I go on my formula, take the lower right hand corner, drag it down, and look at this magic happening. Boom, badang, we have Grania Dogan here, column N, that is responsible for this campaign. Which one is it? It's the April promo, super cool. So the April promo is actually Grania Dogan in charge of this one in pink right here to the right. Super, super cool. So it did work. Super nice. So that was actually how to add the assignee. And just an FYI now with Canvas Sheets, if you go real quick into actions, scroll down into import data, you can actually link your Canvas Sheets with these very popular tools. So if you already have a campaign list in HubSpot by instance or dataset in HubSpot and you want to link it with your visuals, it is all possible. You click here on HubSpot and then you open your CRM, make your connections and all of that. And I'll see you in the next chapters, the AI features. All right, now I want to show you the AI features. I will click here on add page. It is going to bring me a very blank Excel sheet. I will click on actions. And what I want to do here is generate a table. And what's super cool with Canva, it is made for marketing teams, right? We want to create a SEO keyword planner, okay? And basically, as you can see, Magic Write came up with this prompt here. Create a keyword research table with columns for target keyword, long tail keywords, content idea, and anything else. Great keyword uh, planners include. Focus the topic on coffee shops because we own a YouTube channel that gives tips on the coffee. It's called the Piggy Beans Cafe. Generate, as you can see, it's going to actually create a super nice table right here. Basically, like ChatGPT will do, but you don't have to copy and paste, and it's already all set with your visuals. Click on insert, and as you can see, it is pretty cool. It gave me the search volume, the competition. I'm not sure about the accuracy of these two, but it is super amazing. Now what I want to show you, it's something else. Click on add page again. We are going to start fresh here, and I'm going to generate a table, and I want to actually uh, generate my email marketing calendar here. I will click here, email marketing calendar, and I will say, I want you to focus on the Microsoft Copilot topic. This is what I teach, Microsoft Copilot, and basically I'm very bad at email marketing right now. So why not use Canva to help me schedule my email marketing plan, and then I can share to the team and we can collaborate on this tool. Um, super cool. As you can see, we have the send dates, we have the email type, we have the subject line ideas and stuff like that. So I will just tell Canva this, but start with Q2 of 2025 all the way through December 2026, because right now it was actually giving me dates in the past. We could have changed that, but we can just use the AI to change it for us. And as you can see, AI is pretty good, you know. Look at that. It started in Q2 of 2025, starting with April, then we have May, then, etc. So basically, once it's going to stop generating, I'm going to insert this in the Canva Sheets. I was about to say Excel, insert. Is it perfect? I don't think so. If I scroll down, you see there's a huge gap here from May of 2025 to December 1st, 2026, actually skipping roughly 1 year of email marketing, but it just came out. I'm sure it's going to get better. And now what I'm going to do here, I'm going to actually use Magic Write. So what I'll do, I'll press on one of my data, press Control A on your keyboard to select everything, Control A for Control All. It's going to select my whole data set all the way down. Super cool. I have 16 lines. And I'm going to click here on Quick Actions. And I'm going to click on Magic Write. And I will say add a column that includes a draft of the email. Super basic prompt, nothing too detailed in this case. I will highly advise you to be very specific if you want something specific. And look at this. All of my lines will get an email draft. How good is this, right? Great. Now I have my email draft. I'll click on insert. And as you can see in column F, all of my email draft just appear. I can resize the formula by placing my cursor in between two columns, make it bigger, make it smaller. And I think it's pretty interesting that you can do that. One tool I didn't show you, I don't want to show it all the way through, but you could even then use this Canva Sheets to actually use the bulk create tool, which is an app that you have on Canva. So if you've never used the bulk create tool, what it allows you to do is actually take specific columns in your data set and add it into a template. It's super simple. I just selected my data, clicked on the bulk create in the Canva Sheets, and then I go on my design and just right click, click on connect data, and then you'll see to the left the columns. You just assign a column to a data place, and it's going to generate all of your emails just like shown on the screen right now. But now, one last thing I want to show you, actually two last things I want to show you. Look at this. If I want to select all my data set and make a quick chart to visualize my data or visualize my email marketing plan, I can actually click on magic charts here. And as you can see, this is maybe not the best, but if I click here, I have some kind of chart that is pretty cool, right? It's a tree map. Actually, you know what? I don't like it. I'll go back to my media plan and I'll try to do something similar. I will select all of my data with Control A, and I will click here once again on magic charts. And as you can see, I think this is much better, right? We can go with circles or tree map or bar map. We can see all of the data set right here, and you can see which region by marketing campaign is going to get campaigns, right? So in the super duper tutorial, we only have APAC. In the April promo, we have Europe. That is the most biggest region. I can't talk today, guys. And basically, this is super cool. And when you click, you can actually drill down into these things. I'm not too sure what's happening right here, but super cool. I think super handy. My data set is not the most beautiful, but imagine what you can do with it. Okay, super messy. I'm going to go back to my email marketing plan. I will delete this tree map here. And one last thing I want to show you. I think this is the coolest feature. I don't even think that you can do this in real Excel right now. Click here on actions, scroll down and click on translate. And then you will have a pane that pops to the left. Select your language. I will select French because I'm a French Canadian. And as you can see, you can even put the tone of the voice. I will put it friendly, let's say, and it's going to translate the text in the selected cells. I press translate and it's pretty fast. You will see I only have 16 lines of data, but you will see that it's going to get translated in a few seconds. As you can see, date d'expédition, groupe cible, ébauche de courriel, all of this was translated. Thank you so much for watching this video. One thing you could do that will help me for free is if you could just like the video and send it to your colleagues. And I hope you enjoyed Canva Sheets. And if you want to hear more about this, you want me to do more thorough tutorial, let me know. It was just a way to show you that you can do a lot with this tool that just came out. And I will catch you in another video.